Hello everybody, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make the ring that you just saw in the picture at the beginning of this video. And in order to make that ring, I'm going to be using this bead here. This is a Czech Origami bead. These come in all different colors and they are just so gorgeous. And I don't know why they call it origami, because when I look at it, I see a mandala. But that's what it is called, okay? Now, there is another bead that is the same thickness and size as this. It's another 18mm bead, and it's called a Nautilus bead, and it has a shell pattern on the bead, okay? If you have that bead, you can also use that bead to make this ring, because they're pretty much the same, it's just the pattern is different. Now, this is not the first time I have bezeled this bead. I did it twice in the past with the Nautilus bead, which is the same exact size. It just has a different pattern. So in the past, I took the Nautilus bead and I made it into a component, and I then put it into two different necklaces, and I also made rings out of it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it was actually two different tutorials, I think. I'll put a picture up now. Alright, and then at another time I got the Nautilus bead and I made it into a mermaid watch, because it kind of looked like a watch face that a mermaid would have, you know, for a watch, whatever. I'll put a picture up of that. So again, it's pretty much the same size bead, just a different pattern. Now, I did recently just film a tutorial with the Czech Beads exclusive December's box, and I got the Nautilus bead and I put that into a necklace. Now, I did not bead around it, I just used it as a charm, but in case you missed that tutorial, because that was my last video I just did, I'll put a picture up now. Here is the list of materials you will need to make this ring. You will need to cut 5 feet of 8-pound fireline. I'm actually using Berkeley Nanofill. Nanofill and fireline are both made by Berkeley, so this is just like fireline. It's pretty much the same thing. I'm using 8-pound, but you can also use a 6 if you want. I just like 8 because it is stronger. Okay, you're also going to need a size 10 beading needle, and you're going to need an 18mm origami bead or 18mm Nautilus bead. And I'm going to try and find both of these beads on the website, so I will link them down there below in the description bar. And I know they have them in a double AB white that is just absolutely gorgeous. It's probably one of my favorite ones. You're also going to need 4mm Czech Fire Polished Beads. Now, I am using 14 of these to make a size 8 ring. But if you need a smaller ring, you would use less, and if you need a bigger ring, you would need more. But just to give you an idea, I'm using 14. So basically, the amount of beads you need will vary depending on your ring size, okay? You're also going to need 4mm bugle beads. I'm also going to try and find these and link them down there below in the description bar, alright? You will also need 11 Miyuki seed beads. I'm using my favorite color, dark bronze. Alright, so this is the list of materials, and again, I'm going to try and find these on the website for you guys and link them down below in case you don't already have them. But this bead is in the Czech Beads exclusive November box, and for your 4mm beads, the color options were bright yellow. It's like a melted butter yellow, okay, transparent. But when I put the yellow with the green, it looked like a John Deere ring to me. Okay, you have that thing where you see two colors or certain colors together and like, oh, that is, you know, Christmas, red and green, right? Black and orange, Halloween. So for me, it looked like a John Deere ring. But the yellow did do a strange thing with this bead. Just like the color was kind of strange. So I went through my stash and I found these here. Okay, so yeah, this is the list of materials. I will link it down below with also links to beads in case you don't have these beads. And these were also, by the way, in the November box. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by picking up 6 11 C beads. Those are really scrawny. Okay, I just want some chunkier ones. 4, 5, good grief. Is that 6? Yeah, okay, I should have put glasses on. 6 11/0 seed beads. Slide them down. We're going to leave a 6-inch tail. I swear my speech is so bad when I'm recording. In regular life it's not this bad. Okay, so find that 6-inch spot, which is here-ish. I don't think I'm right on there, but I'm close. Okay, I'm going to pass through all 6 of these, making a circle with the thread, and then I'm going to adjust this so I have a 6-inch tail. Okay, so slide these beads down, measure this, and I need to bring these down, so I'm just going to go like this and close this up. Okay, still smaller. Is this it? Okay, there's good. So I have this. I'm going to tie a surgeon's knot, so over and under one time with my little tail. Okay, and then twice. 1 and 2, over and under twice. Right, did I just do 2 or was that 3? 1 and 2. There we go. Okay, bring this down. Make sure the knot falls where you need it. Sometimes when I tie a knot, even though I've been doing this forever, the knot will loop over a bead. Okay, so right now I have a funky shape, so I just get like a bead awl or something to stick inside of this. Make sure I pull it tight the last time. And right now it's just a weird shape, so I'm going to make it to a circle so that it's easier to go through. Pick up my beads. Okay, we're done with the ruler. I'm going to wrap this tail around some fingers. Okay. And I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to pass through a seed bead, because the seed bead next to my knot, because you always have to pass through a bead after you make a knot. Every single time. If you don't, it's going to be warped. So that's a beading rule right there. Okay. And now I'm going to pick up a bugle bead and then 2 seed beads, a bugle, and 2 seed beads. By the way, I did try to, when I first made this ring, this area here that I'm picking up, I actually tried it with this bead and didn't work out. It had to be bugle beads. So if you're thinking, oh, I'll just use all 4 millimeter fire polish and not those, it's not going to work. I already tried. Okay, and then a bugle bead. Okay, so bugle bead, 2 seed beads, bugle bead, 2 seed beads. Okay, I'm going to go through the seed bead I'm coming out of and through the next bead, like this. Okay, so pull this down, or out, through, whatever. Okay, and here we go. We have this little triangle shape. Now I'm going to do this again, kind of, but I'm going to pick up less beads. So I have to pick up a bugle, 2 seed beads, a bugle, and 2 seed beads. Okay, we're going to use this bugle here. So I go through this bugle, then I go through the seed bead I'm coming out of and through the next one. Okay, so put this between your fingers, pull this tail to tighten up your first one, and then hold it down like this, because your beads are going to be coming up from the bottom, and pull that tail, and now you should have 2 of these. Okay, hold on to it, pick up a bugle, 2 seed beads, a bugle, and 2 seed beads. Okay, so we're going to repeat what we just did again. We're going to be repeating this all the way around. So I have to go up through the bugle, through the seed bead I'm coming out of, and through the next seed bead. So just like this. Okay, hold this between your fingers, pull this tail to tighten up your last one, and then again point this down while you pull this up. pull it tight, and now we have 3. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the same thing again. So hold it like this, pick up a bugle, 2 seed beads, a bugle, 2 seed beads. Okay, again, up through the bugle, up through the seed bead you're coming out of, and you have to reposition yourself by going through the next seed bead. So I hold this between my fingers, pull this tail, and then bring this needle through. Again, point it down so that the beads come up and sit just right, like this. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Okay, hold it like this, pick up a bugle, 2 seed beads, bugle, 2 seed beads. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna go through this bugle, seed bead I'm coming out of, and through the next seed bead. And I feel some friction, so I'm gonna back out, go back through again. Okay, that feels great. So I don't know if I was piercing a thread. So we're doing the same darn thing again. Okay, nothing has changed. Bugle, 2 seed bead, bugle, 2 seed bead. Through this bugle and through the one we're coming out of, and through the next one. Okay, so I pull this needle, I have to pull that thread here, and then pull this needle here, and pull all of my beads into place, and now I have this. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what I need to do is close this up. Wait, I counted these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but really what I need to count is the center bugle bead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 seed beads in the center, 6 bugle beads is what I need, and I have to close this area up. So what I have to do is pass up through this bugle bead. Okay, just like that. And you know what I should do? I have not finished this ring off yet because I've only made this once. What I should probably also do is pass my tail through this bugle. So where am I coming out at? I'm coming out right here beside the bugle. So I'm going to just move those beads out of my way and pass this little tail. Okay, and he's coming out that seed bead. Maybe I should let him. I think I will. Okay, I'm gonna go through that seed bead, bugled seed bead, and I'm just repositioning this so it's easier to tie knots later. And I think I'm also gonna go, if I can, through this seed bead and through the next bugle. I've had situations like this where it's I'm not even using the needle. But I've had situations like this where I've gone to finish it, and I couldn't finish it because of where my tail was coming out at. Okay, so there I am. Push that seed bead down, push this bugle bead up, and push this little tail through. I went through the next seed bead. Oh, come on. Okay. There it is. I need my tweezers. Here's the tail, super tiny. Okay, so I was down here where the knot was. I went up to this bugle, these 2 seed beads, and this bugle. So now when I go to finish this ring off, it's going to be easy to finish it off because this is going to be the very bottom of my ring, okay? So that's a good place to finish it. Okay, I'm pulling this tight, and now what I'm going to do is close this area up. So to do that, I have to pick up 2 seed beads, and this time only 1 bugle and 2 seed beads, like this. And I'm going to go through just this bugle, and you'll see why when I pull this down. Okay, now it matches. So I have to close this up. I have to go through this seed bead and through this bugle bead. Okay, so make sure you see. Coming out this bugle, I'm going to go up this seed bead and through this bugle bead. Okay, just like that. Pull this through. Okay, there we go. We now have the bottom of our ring made. Alright, so I think I'm going to go the opposite way of this tail. I don't think I want to go that way because I'll be exiting out of that hole. So let's see what happens. What I would try to do is tidy this up some, because see how it's just kind of like crazy looking? So I'm just going to go around. I'm going to tug on these little bugle beads, make them stick out for me basically. Okay, it's already looking better. Now I'm going to reposition my needle. I'm coming out of this bugle bead. I'm going to go up through 2 seed beads. Okay, careful not to get caught. This actually has a snowflake-ish vibe to me. I would love to do this ring with the white AA origami bead, because I think it would look so pretty. Maybe some like silver line blue or some kind of a pale blue, make it look Christmassy. Okay, so through those 2 seed beads, through this bugle, and all I'm going to do is pick up a seed bead and a 4mm and a seed bead. Okay, I'm going to skip over, wrap around my fingers, I'm going to skip over these seed beads and go through this bugle. And I'm going to do this all the way around 6 times. Like that. And it's going to look kind of messy. But really the bottom doesn't matter because you're not going to see it when you wear it. Okay, like this. Again, coming out of this bugle, go to the next. Hold it between your fingers and pull it through. And I'll show you what it looks like. Pull it tight, sits like this. Again, do this all the way around. And it's 6 times. Through here. Okay, move this out of the way, and seed bead, a 4mm seed bead, like this, and through the next bugle. Okay, again. Like this, through the next bugle. And one last time, seed bead, 4mm seed bead, and through this bugle. Okay, through here. Now what I'm going to do is reposition my needle. I'm coming out of this bugle. I'm going to go through this 11 and through the 4mm. Pull this needle through, pull it tight, and I'm going to build up vertically now, like a wall. Like picture a bowl as a flat bottom. Okay, now I'm going to go vertically up, stacking beads to make like a wall to hold the bead in place. So I pick up a seed bead this time, a bugle bead, and a seed bead, and I'm going to do this all the way around 6 times. Okay, so this here, and I'm going to go through the next 4mm, and these are going to stack on top, and you have to choose which side you want to be your top. Okay, and I like going right, so I'm just going to do this way. Okay, so it's going to sit right here, and I have to add more in order for this to sit right because it's just going to keep getting loose. So seed bead, bugle bead, seed bead, through the next 4mm. Okay, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to pull this tight, and I'm going to push these beads to the top. Okay, so see how they're kind of stacking now? Like that. Stacking. Like logs. Something like that. Okay. And then I do it again. All the way around. I did it twice. I have to do it 6 times total. Seed bead. Bugle. Seed bead. Go into the next 4mm only. Don't go through the seed beads. So like this. Okay, and every time you go, see how they already laid back outwardly? Pull it tight and try to get those beads to come up to one side. Sometimes they might want to be on both sides. Okay, I'm just building this little wall here. Again, seed bead, bugle bead, seed bead. Through this next 4mm. Okay, we're just repeating this. Stack those up. Again. Seed bead, bugle bead, seed bead, and through the next one. That's what we have. Pull tight. Okay, again, seed bead, bugle, seed bead. Through the last one. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Here is the 6th time. Through the 4mm only. It's trying to tie a knot on me. There it goes. Okay, stop what you're doing. Pull this tight. And remember, we have to flip these sides up so that it's like a little wall, like a bowl. See how they're coming upward now? And by the way, I'm using an 18mm bead, but maybe in your stash you have an 18mm cabochon. If you do, try that. If you have a 17mm cabochon, try that. See if you have something in your stash that you could use if you don't have this bead. You'll be surprised at what will work. Okay, this is what I have. Looks good so far. Now, I gotta step up, and I'm gonna go through the seed bead and the bugle bead. Now we're gonna add more to the height of the wall. Okay, pull the thread through. And make sure you keep this tight as you go. It's looking crazy right now, but once we get that bead in there, it's going to start coming together. Okay? Just make sure that your recent bugle is stacked on the top. Now I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I'm going to skip over this seed bead and the 4mm and go through this next bugle. So see how I lift it up? My fingernail there. Okay, go through here. And this is how we're going to close up the top. Okay, right there's your 5 beads. When you pull it, they should automatically sit on the top. I just want to do it by themselves, really. And then 5 again. I think it's 5, right? Am I getting confused? Yes, it's 5. Okay, 5. Like I said, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I edited it out. I said that I only made this ring twice. I made it one time and it wasn't laying the way I wanted to. Then I made it a second time and that was it. I was ready to do a tutorial, but I just did not have the time to film it. Okay, so 5 again on the top. See how it sits in front or on top of the 4mm? Just like that. 5 again. 4 and 5. Okay, skip over seed bead, 4mm seed bead, and pop up this bugle bead and go through there. Okay, and then stop and pull this tight. That one's not going to sit on top like they do. And they have been this whole time, so it's going to try to make me look like I'm lying, but I'm not. And then 5 again. So I just do this all the way around. Have you guys ever seen where macrame? I've seen it on Pinterest. They'll get a coin and they will macrame around the coin. It's really neat. And then they'll put cords on the sides and they'll macrame on that. But like a coin would be cool in this, but it might be too thin. Okay, so here's my 5 seed beads, skipping over these 3 and going through the next bugle. We're going to put our beaded soon. 5 again, and this is our last time. Skip over seed bead, 4mm seed bead, and go through this bugle. See that? Okay, pull it tight, and I'm going to sit this in here, pop these seed beads out, see how this looks. Okay, see that? It's coming together. Right, so, let me see. So here I am. I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to pass up through four. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our side bead, and we're going to have 3 beads in the middle. Through there. Okay. And I think I'm going to maybe stitch about halfway around and then pop the bead in, because in the past I've made a bezel like this and I put the bead in too early and the bead ended up breaking. So you have to go around a little bit to get your tension right. You know what I'm saying? Before you add the bead, because you could drop it, and if you have tile floors like me, it's going to break. Pick up 1 bugle. There's 5 seed beads here. You got to skip over the first one and go through the 3 in the middle. So see how I have to hold it? So I can't really hold the bead in place just yet. Okay. Just like this. Okay, so I'm going to put it in, but I'm not going to pull it tight yet. And then another bugle. Okay, and then through 3. Skip the first one, go through 3. Okay, this is our second bugle, and that's my little tail there. So if you look, there should be 3 bugles stacked so far. Okay, I have 4 to go. Another bugle through these 3 here. That's 4. Okay, so I skipped over this bugle because another bugle is going to lay on top of that. Okay, so I'm not pulled tight, I've just put those beads in place. I'm going to do it again. Maybe I should just go all the way around. Through 3 again, skipping this bugle, skip that first seed bead and go through the 3 in the middle. Like that. Again, don't pull it tight yet. And then a bugle. And then skip the next bugle. Skip the first seed bead and through the 3 seed beads in the middle, like this. Okay, I have one left. Let's pick up the bugle, skip this bugle, first seed bead, and go through the 3 in the middle. Just like this. See that? Okay, I didn't pull any of this tight yet. Now I'm going to put my bead in place. Which side do I want? Is one side weird? I think this side's prettier. This side here is a little mark right there. So this side looks better. Okay, so this side up. And I just gotta go like that. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this tight, and I'm going to push up the side walls. I have a bead that went down. That one up. Okay, let's see. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, now pull it tight. It's going to start coming up over the top and curving over the top. Just hold your bead in place. Okay, so see how it's coming up and over? So from the side profile you can't see the bead. See how it's just like a little lip there? Okay. Just the way I want it. Now, I'm going to pull this, and while I'm pulling it, I'm holding this and I'm pushing these sidewalls up. Okay? Up and over the sides. The bugles, not the 4 millimeters. They're not going to come up. They just sit on the sides. We're actually going to connect a ring band there. Okay, so just like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce this. So I'm going to go through this bugle and through these 3 seed beads. Pull this tight. We have to go around a second time through this bugle. Next 3 seed beads. Pull it tight. Again, I have to do this all the way around. Okay, it's a little tight there, so I'm just gonna go like this. Make sure you only go through 3. Pull it tight every time. Through the next bugle. And if you can, 3 seed beads. Okay, it's getting really tight now. It's holding that bead in. Like this. And I need to start looking for where I started. Okay, so sometimes what I'll do is I'll get my needle or a beetle and I will lift up underneath and see how many threads I have. And really, I can't see a darn thing. So I think I'm just going to go around a little bit more. If you could see 2 threads that you would then drop down, but I'm just going to go through a few more. Okay, so okay, I'm going to go through these 3. Then I'm going to stop and look here. I mean, I have to be around, I'm thinking. Let's see. Am I there? I think I'm there. Okay, that looks thicker. Yes, looks like 2 threads. Okay, I'm going to drop down now. So to drop down, and by the way, I have this pretty tight, so I'm not going to tug out anymore really. If you want, you could stop and push this bead up like that. Okay, now I'm going to drop down. So what I'm going to do, a game plan, up here, these 3 seed beads, I'm going to go through this seed bead, through this bugle bead, through this seed bead, and through this 4mm. So down through the wood, okay, I'm just trying to lift this bead up. There's only one threaded here. Remember? Okay, so through there. And then through this bugle. And if I can, through that seed bead. Okay, and then through this 4mm. And we're going to do one of my favorite ring bands. This ring band uses a lot of thread. Okay, up through the 4mm. A ring band is going to be like this, right? 9-degree angle. I'm going to come right off of this 4mm. I'm going to pass my needle down through this 11-0. Okay, so I'll hold it from this direction. There's the top. So there's 5 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top, right? Okay, and then there's one here and one here by this bugle. Okay, so it came out of the bugle, went down through this, through here. I'm going to go down through this seed bead, okay, because this is on the bottom, the base of our ring, right here. See that? We're going to add our ring band to this. Okay, so I go down here, and where's my other tail at? It's here. I might move this tail later. Okay, I think it's okay there for now. I might move that to my ring band. Yeah, okay. So I'm coming out the bottom seed bead. I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead and a bugle and this 2 seed beads. Actually, no, 1, because I already have 1 here, that's right. Okay, so here's my bottom seed bead, right? I'm going to go through this one over here, which I might have to lift up. There we go. Okay, it was pushed down. I just popped it up with my bead awl. Okay, so I have a seed bead, a bugle bead, a seed bead. I'm going to go up through this seed bead. Okay, this is the bottom of my ring. So pull this through. I've done this ring band before. This ring band is kind of like the herringbone stitch, and one day I was making herringbone a ring band, and I realized that if I put a bead in the middle instead of just having a thread there, it would give this really cool ladder look, whatever. So that's how I figured this ring band out. Okay, I'm gonna go back into this 4mm. Okay, it's pretty roomy, so you shouldn't have any problems. And then I'm going to sew up through these 2 seed beads on the side here. Like this. Pull snug. And then pick up 2 seed beads. A 4mm, 2 seed beads. Like this. And sew down into these. Wait a second. I think I have to go this way. Yeah, I'm gonna go lift this up. Go down through 2 seed beads. Okay, now before I pull all of this down, my thread caught. I'm gonna pull this little tail here, this tail, and then pull this down. And see how it stacks? Okay, you shouldn't have any thread exposed. And then go through this 4mm. And I won't show how to do this entire thing because it does get repetitive. And then go up through these 4 seed beads. Okay, just holding it in place with my fingers there. Pull this through, and I'm going to pull this tight first. And then go like this. Okay, now I'll pick up 2 seed beads in our next bead, which we just did this, so it's going to be a bugle, and 2 seed beads. Okay, this time you're going to stitch down through 2 seed beads. Okay, hold this like this between your fingers. And see how it stacks? I'm going to put this needle through this bugle. This is such a fun stitch. I really like it. And then up through 4 seed beads on this side. Three and 4. Okay, pull this through. And then stop. And just give that a tug. Okay, now we have this. I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads. And my next bead's going to be a 4mm and 2 seed beads. Like this. We sew down through 2 on this side. Stack the beads on top. Then we're going to go directly to the left, which is going to be this bead this time, this 4mm. Okay, so right where I come out of, I go to the left. Okay, so pull that through, and then sew up through 4. So, you have to hold it between your fingers. Okay, and just go up through 4 like this. Okay, and then hold it between your fingers and pull it like this. And then 2 again. This time it's a bugle because we just did the 4mm fire polish. Like this. Go down through 2. Okay, and then when you do that, you get the 2 seed beads stacking on each side. Then you go to the left, so after the 4, that would be this bugle. Okay, and then you stitch up through 4. Like this. Okay. I am back, and here is my little ring band. See how I alternated fire polish and bugle beads? Now, you have to end with a bugle bead because, you know, we started with a fire polish, so in order for this to line up, you have to end with a bugle bead so you can connect it to that fire polish bead. Makes sense? So, what you want to do to get this to fit you is this is the finger I would wear this on. Put it on your finger, okay? Wrap this around your finger, and this did fit me the first time I made it, but I did have some brined turkey, which is extremely salty, so I might be a little bit swollen right now, my fingers. So, you can see that there? That's going to fit me, okay? Also, I have realized that when I eat carbs, my fingers swell. So, some of you might be the same way. You just don't even know it. Okay, there's my thread. I'm going to move my needle down a little bit. Okay, so now remember, we have to connect this so that it's continuous. So I'm going to be connected to this fire polish bead. So I'm going to hold it like this. Okay, and I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead. And I have to straight across. I'm going to lift this seed bead up, lift that one up so they're easy to go through. Okay, so straight across is going to be this bead, this fire polish. I'm going to go through this seed bead, okay, and through that fire polish. I'm trying to get it around my tail. There we go. Okay, so see, like that, and then I have to go down through this seed bead. Okay, so So pull that up. So see, straight across. There's 2 fire polished on this side and that side. I pick up 1 seed bead now, because we already have that 1 seed bead there, and I'm going to sew down through 2 seed beads on this side. Okay. See how it connects? And I'm going to go through this fire polish, and it just keeps loosening up right now because you have to go immediately to the left. But once I get going, it's going to tighten up. Okay, this is what it looks like. I'm going to go up through 4 seed beads now. So this here counts as 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to go up through these 3 and that 4th one. I might not be able to. Can I? Okay, I can, because I turned it at an angle. But then I have this big gap here I just made, so once I get through and I pull this, it's all gonna tighten up. Okay, so pull this tight. I'm gonna have to probably, is it gonna line up for me? Let's see. I have to go through these 4 now. It's not gonna work. I have to go through this top one. Okay, so through here, and then pull it. And then down through 3, okay, like this. Pull that tight. And then I'm going to go through this. And I'm thinking that I should do 1 more. Let's see, like 1 more pass. Or should I? Let's see, this side over here. This strand is going this way, so I'm going to probably bring this short thread into the ring band on this side, tie knots. Okay, so I'm going to see, let's go up through here, see what happens. Up through that seed bead, and through that fire polish. Okay. And then down through 4 or 2. Yeah, because I can start tying my knot then. Let's see, let's see. Okay, here I am. And there we go. Is it going to fit, or am I too salty? No, it fits. Alright. So let's tie knots. It didn't loosen up on me, so it's pretty good. I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to go underneath right here. Let's see. It's hard to see. Make sure you can see. I'm going to go underneath right here in front of the bugle. Come out here. Oh my gosh. Okay, make a loop and pass through the loop twice. 1, 2, slowly bring the knot down and put the knot right there in front of the bugle. And then go through 2 seed beads. Okay, and tie another dot here. Actually, maybe what we should do instead is go in between the 2 seed beads, because there is this little triangle of thread here and it might warp on us some. Okay, so I'm going to do that instead. So remember, there's a thread that's going this way out of the seed bead up there, and there's a line here, thread going that way, and then there's thread here. There's 3 threads. So if we go in between the 2 seed beads that we added each time, we'll be able to tie knots better, and it should not warp our design. So then I just go underneath. Okay, make a loop, pass through it twice, put your finger in it, pull the knot where you want it to be, and then slide your thread down. So I just keep going, doing this, reinforcing the ring, making it strong. And then I take the needle off, put it onto this thread. This coming out of this bugle, go up to this seed bead through the 4mm, then step up to this seed bead, this bugle, this seed bead, go through this 4mm, and then stitch down here. Or should I try to go... I can't go that way because that thread path does not exist. You could come out this bead, go down 2 seed beads, go right through this bugle, and then start tying knots here, because this thread is on this side, so you will run into that thread. You get what I'm saying? Then you start tying your knots here, going as far as you can using up your thread, and that is it. You'll be all done. Here is my origami bead ring, and it has turned out to be so cool. It's a very low ring. It's not tall, so it's not going to catch onto anything, and it's very comfortable like most beaded rings are, and it's just so cool. And by the way, when I did do this with the transparent yellow Czech Fire Polished Beads, what the yellow did is it pulled away from the gold. It looked really weird. Like the gold was not the centerpiece. The yellow just did this weird effect to the gold bead in the center, and I just didn't like it. So since I've changed the colors, the gold bead in the center really stands out, and it is just showcasing that beautiful bead in the middle there. Alright, now remember, we are still collecting donations to get a new video camera, and I talked about it in my last video. At the end of the video, if you want, you could fast forward and listen to it. But long story short, I talked to Sandra Younger for 6 hours, and she's the designer of the Naughty Do-It-All board, and she told me about an awesome Sony camera that I need to get to film, and the camera is $700, and so far we've only collected just over $100, like $110, and remember, YouTube takes 30% of what you send me. So if you enjoy my work and you want to help this channel keep going, down here below in the description bar you will see a square that is the full screen button, and below that will be a circle with 3 dots. Click that and you can send me oh god, I forgot what it's called. Super thanks button. That's what it's called. Super thanks. You can send me money that way, $1, $5, $20, $50, whatever, and that money will go to the new video camera. And YouTube does take 30%, so if you don't want to donate that way, down here below in the description bar you will see my Venmo and Cash App. You could also donate that way, and I don't think that I haven't had anybody donate that way yet. I don't think that they will take any of it. I think I get all of it. So if you like my work, if you want to support this channel, please donate so we can keep going. Alright, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos, and follow me on my social media sites on Instagram, Pinterest, and X. Thanks for watching.